Picture this. The chill of late November hangs heavy over Plymouth, the kind that cuts straight through sweaters and good sense. The streets are quiet. Too quiet. As porch lights flicker like they're second-guessing themselves, somewhere in the distance, a dinner bell echoes. Except nobody's cooking. Tonight, we carve into the town's darkest tradition, where the holiday cheer has been replaced with cold steel, sharper than any carving knife on the table. Welcome to Thanksgiving, where the leftovers aren't the only things coming back.
NBC Television. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome everybody to Dead Air, and tonight we are going over Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. If you're new here, I'm Siena Anzaldua, your host and horror expert, and let me just say, y'all are not ready for this movie. This has got to be one of the best holiday movies I have ever seen. One of them. And not only that, but it's got Eli Roth in it, one of my favorite directors and writers of horror movies. And don't worry, we'll deep dive into him later on. But Thanksgiving, y'all aren't ready. And as per usual, here we talk about horror movies. I hope to introduce you to some horror movies you haven't seen before, but also I hope to make you love the horror movies that I do. And this is one of them. And you know what? What brings people together than Thanksgiving and horror? Okay, so now let's of course get started with our movie summary. Black Friday mayhem erupts at the Right Mart superstore, triggered by a crowd breaking through security barriers. Panic spreads, leading to a deadly stampede that kills multiple people very gruesomely, as Eli Roth is known for. And it includes a father trying to protect his daughter and several local teens being caught in the chaos. One year later, Plymouth tries to move on, but resentment simmers beneath the surface. You've got families of victims, surviving teens, and store employees that all carry trauma and unresolved guilt from the tragedy. So then a masked killer dressed as John Carver begins targeting people who were directly or indirectly responsible for the stampede, sending threatening messages and staging symbolic displays that are tied to Thanksgiving traditions.
Who will be the next victim of John Carver?
Do it. Hey, buddy. Daddy's going on a little vacation, all right? Going down to the Dominican Republic, and Jeannie's gonna come down here, all right? You just chill, buddy.
Jessica, one of the teens who survived, realizes the killer is following a pattern linked to the original Black Friday footage. As more victims fall, she and her friends recognize that the murders are being carried out in the order of those who contributed to the chaos. So suspicion spreads throughout the town, with Jessica, Bobby, and their circle pointing fingers at former employees, grieving family members, and individuals with motives tied to the tragedy. The town's sheriff attempts to downplay the attacks, insisting that they're just isolated incidents. Like always. So then the killer's attacks escalate into gruesome Thanksgiving-themed displays, including a mock dinner table setup and ritualistic staging that references colonial imagery and holiday iconography. That's all I can say right now. So then Jessica uncovers evidence suggesting the killer has intimate knowledge of her group, leading her to investigate people close to her, including her boyfriend and members of her friend group who were present during the riot. The final act reveals the killer's identity, unveiling a personal motive rooted in grief, revenge, and a desire to correct the community's failure to take responsibility for the Black Friday deaths. A violent showdown ensues, of course, forcing Jessica to fight for survival as the killer attempts to finish their Thanksgiving-themed revenge ritual. Love it. So, we are at, and you guys aren't ready. Siena's Thoughts. We've got Siena's Thoughts. Whether you like it or not, we've got Siena's Thoughts. Yes, we are at Siena's Thoughts. One of the best segments because I get to give my opinion and you can't talk back. So, let's start with some of the main themes before I get into the gory details.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Of this movie. Okay, so first you got, consumerism and accountability and all that fun stuff. So this is super interesting because this is all centered around Black Friday, one of the biggest consumerist holidays, let's be honest here, it's a holiday, in the United States. And you know what? I thought this movie did a great job of taking that and really just messing it up, making it gory, making it super horrible, the people horrible. It's just, there's no redeeming qualities in a lot of the people who are at this store. And I love that. I just know that a lot of times I crave going to Black Friday sometimes, not to buy stuff, never to buy stuff. I'll save my money for that, thank you. But more to people watch. And I distinctly remember that a lot of times my dad had a tradition of when we were with him for Thanksgiving, we would go out, get hot chocolate from Starbucks, and then go out late at night and go to Black Friday and watch the dumb people, just ensue upon all these things that they don't really need. And I love that aspect of this movie because it really takes that and it just throws it in our face. How stupid and silly it is that people were fighting over these stinking little things. Like the waffle maker scene, like the fact that this guy has a slit throat and he's still like trying to fight for a waffle maker, okay? It's ridiculous, and I love that because it just holds a mirror up to society and says, look how stupid you are sometimes. Like, come on, guys. So I loved that part of this movie. Next, we get revenge, the revenge aspect of this movie. Oh my God, Patrick Dempsey does such a great job playing his part in this movie. And in this movie, it's a whodunit, really, at its core. And I love that about it because, honestly, I didn't know who it was. Until the very end when they showed Patrick Dempsey. Spoiler alert, sorry. But it's such a great whodunit. It reminded me of Scream, gorier than Scream, but it reminded me of that aspect of, oh my gosh, who did it? Who did it? Did they do it? Maybe. No, they didn't, actually. So it's just, Eli Roth did such a great job with this movie. The actors did such a great job with this movie. Is so good. So then you got that small town image, of course, versus the guilt that's hidden behind it. And I always love this about some movies is that you get that small town feeling like, oh, everything's great. And then you look a little behind the curtain and you're like,
language!
Maybe not. Maybe it ain't great. It's really messed up. So I loved that aspect of this movie. I think it did a great job of truly showing Jessica's like guilt on it, and then also showing her dad's need for money. But the dad does semi-redeem himself and makes it back and sort of goes like, never mind, we ain't doing this, I'm done. So I loved that aspect of it. The final aspect with, you know, these themes that I have is the corruption of holiday traditions. I love that part of this movie. I think it does such a great job of taking things that we truly enjoy as a society with this holiday and really flips it on its head and says, you know what? You loved these. I don't think you're gonna love them anymore. So you've got the John Carver, you've got the stepmom as the turkey. Oh my God. Can I just say, I freaking love that part. I love all of these different pieces that Eli Roth took and said, you know what, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take that, and we're gonna mess it up really, really bad, make it super gory, and throw it back out. And that is how you get this perfection of a movie, Thanksgiving. My personal thoughts also on this movie, away from the themes, I loved the gore in this movie because it was so perfectly placed. So you've got the beginning where you've got the Black Friday, everybody's dying in very gruesome ways. Okay, you've got the woman who's the hardworking man's wife and Patrick Dempsey's like affair partner, and she dies gruesomely. It's so good. It's so perfect. You've got the guy who got his throat slit with and still trying to go for the waffle maker. And then throughout the movie, it just keeps going more and more and deeper and further and further. And it makes it so good. Oh my gosh. I can't say enough about this movie because until you guys watch it, you won't understand how good it is, in my opinion, because it truly, truly takes everything that we love about Thanksgiving and just gores it up. I mean, it's a gore fest, and I love it because it's an Eli Roth gore fest, and that is very different than like Saw or like Human Centipede or something like that, because it's tasteful gore, but it's edging on that distasteful, and I love that little section that we have in horror. I also love, so yes, the stepmom gets cooked like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Is served.
And the reveal on that is a little crazy, and I love it because, again, like, it's truly not, it's gory, but also it's kind of not, because it doesn't even, I don't know how to explain it, but it's so good and I love it. And this is one of the things I love about Eli Roth. I just love it. I think it's great, and I hope you guys truly take a chance and watch this on Thanksgiving. Do you know how iconic that would be? That's what my mom and I are doing. Yes. But it's just so good. It's so good. I can't say enough about it, and I hope you guys watch it. So now we have one of the best segments in this show, even though every segment is very good and I love it. We have Siena's Fun Facts. They're fun and they're facts, and you learn a little something. Siena's Fun Facts. Yes, we have Siena's Fun Facts. And I love these fun facts. These are probably the best fun facts I've ever heard on this show. Our first fun fact is that the film actually originated from Eli Roth's 2007 fake trailer in Grindhouse.
This holiday season, prepare to have the stuffing scared out of you. Thanksgiving in the town town of Plymouth, Massachusetts. The fourth Thursday in November is the most celebrated day of the year.
Becoming a full-length feature more than a decade later due to persistent fan enthusiasm. So yes, this is the introduction of Grindhouse in this show. So Grindhouse was one huge film that took two different films and put them in one like run sequence. So this was made by Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, and of course Eli Roth was part of it. And it took a movie called Planet Terror and Death Proof, amazing movies, so good. They put them in that Super 8 style where you have the pops and you have like the reels and stuff. You see all that. And this movie, Thanksgiving, was actually a commercial break in between these two movies. And this is where we get our fun fact from. And I love that. I love Grindhouse. Again, a couple of my favorite movies as well. Fun fact number 2. Roth initially planned only to produce, not direct, in this movie, but stepped in after development had stalled and the creative vision began drifting away from the tone of the original trailer. So yes, Eli Roth truly wanted to stick to the original trailer as his inspiration for this movie. And honestly, I think he killed it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Fun fact number 3. Several kills were directly recreated scenes from the fake trailer, including the trampoline kill, updated with modern effects, but kept true to the original shock value. Yes, that is another one of the most iconic kills in this movie, is the trampoline scene. I'm not going to subject you guys to it. It's very good, and it makes me cringe every time I watch this movie. Fun fact number 4. The production relied heavily on the practical gore, with Roth insisting on physical effects to preserve the visceral, old-school slasher feel. And let me just say, thank God he did, because that is my favorite thing in a horror movie, is when they use practical effects rather than CGI effects, because it just makes it feel so much more real. Now we have Siena's book recommendations.
Siena's book recommendations.
This is going to be a little shorter. I only have 2 for you guys today. So we have Kill Creek. So Kill Creek is when an entity is awakened, and all we really get is that it's awakened, it will follow them, it'll torment them, threatening to make them a part of the bloody legacy of Kill Creek. That is a great summary, and I think this shot to the top of my TBR list because this looks like exactly what I've been looking for. That whodunit feel, but is it a whodunit because it's an entity? Ooh, spooky. So we have The Between by Tananarive Due, and it was actually nominated for the 1996 Bram Stoker Award, so it's a little older, love that. But it is about when a man risks his soul and his sanity to save his family from malevolent force. And I'm excited. I've never heard of this author before, but again, added to my TBR list. Scarometer, that meters as you get scared. Scarometer, that meters as you get scared. Yes, I would rate this movie a 9.8 out of 10. Okay, it's just the gore factor, the love that went into it, the practical effects, just so stinking good, dude. Like, I love this movie, and I think you guys will love it too. And I can't wait for you guys to watch it. Again, please tell me your thoughts on this movie on my Instagram, the Dead Air Podcast. And I hope you love it as much as I did. As the last flicker of Plymouth's porch lights fades and the echo of John Carver's footsteps drifts into the cold night air, we close the lid on a holiday that went very, very wrong. But don't relax just yet. December is creeping in, and with it comes a killer wrapped in red, ready to stalk the season of joy. Next time on Dead Air, we step into the chilling world of Silent Night, Deadly Night. Please remember, don't split up and don't go into the basement. Bye. by Tananarive. Tananarive. Tananarive.